Welcome, everyone, to this quick virtual presentation, which is all about managing your stress at work. Hi, I'm Ken Okel. I'm sure a lot of us this year are experiencing a little more stress than usual in our jobs. I want to give you some actionable tips that you can use right away to maybe lower the stress and give you some processes that can help you when you feel like you're starting to get in a state of mind where you're not performing at your very best. Because let's face it, when you start to get stressed out, you start to get tired, that's when mistakes tend to happen, when we start to lose our focus. Little things happen. They can be costly. They can be embarrassing. Sometimes it's almost like that distracted driver who ends up in a fender bender. You've driven on the same road time and time again, but your mind wasn't quite there, and you get in a car accident. Now, hopefully it's not as dramatic as this one, but we want to make sure that you're able to be present and in the moment. And especially by the end of the day, that you're able to engage with family and friends and not feel like work is a burden that is just wearing you out every day. The first thing I want you to think about, regaining your focus. I think it's good a few times during the day to check in with yourself. And this can be done in 3 minutes or even less than that. Very simple exercise that I have for you to help you regain your focus. Because if you're thinking about 12 things at once, you're probably not going to get anything done very well. This exercise simply has you, hopefully maybe sitting in a chair, and just ask yourself, where am I? You want to answer that question. It may seem a little strange, but for instance, right now, I'm in my home office. I'm sitting in a chair, sitting in a black chair. See if you can add some detail to it. By thinking about your surroundings, you're kind of interrupting that flow of all those thoughts that are coming into your mind. Try it, just to center yourself. Next question I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to be focused on right now? So that might be, I need to be focused on this spreadsheet about upcoming expenses. I need to be focused on the meeting that's going to start in 5 minutes. Really think about what is the thing where you need to be putting your attention at this moment. That's what you want to be focused on. There's a lot of other things that I'm sure you need to be concerned about, but try to stay present in the moment on that important task. Final thing I want you to think about, what would be the best outcome? Whether you're working on some sort of project, what would be the best outcome? A meeting, what would be the resolution that you would like? Try to put that thing in your mind. You may not achieve it, but the idea is you're thinking about it ahead of time. Again, focusing in on what you need to do at that moment. I do realize that it can be a challenge to focus on one thing in our world today when we have so many different things going on, so many interruptions. In this case, I ask you to think about reading a bedtime story to a child. When you are doing it, hopefully you are not checking your email. You're in the moment with the child, reading the story, watching the child's reaction, maybe doing some funny voices or something like that. You're really present in the moment. That's what you really want to make sure you're doing at work. That whatever you're doing, you're focused on that thing. As I said before, there are probably a lot of things going on. If you try to think about them all at once, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to start to make some of those mistakes or those errors or just move down the spectrum toward burnout. Try to think of a bedtime story. You're focused on one thing and you're enjoying being in the moment. Sometimes you may want to call a timeout, like a coach would, if you start to feel yourself getting overwhelmed. Really give yourself that opportunity to center yourself, prioritize your needs, and decide whether a course of action maybe needs to be changed a little bit. Do you need to shift what you're doing? Maybe you've been so focused on one action and that action isn't getting you the results that you need. You need to make a correction. Maybe even if you're a leader, move some resources around, have some people work on different things. Think of it like a coach. We see in football and basketball, halftime, a team makes adjustments. They came in with a plan, they had a strategy, but the other team has a plan too. And some other factors like weather may be influencing the outcome of the game. So there's nothing wrong with taking some time to say, okay, this isn't working right. Let's see if we can shift it to something else. That can help reduce your stress. It puts you into more of an active role. If you just feel like you're constantly having to deal with all these unexpected changes or things that are out of your control, no wonder you're stressed out. I get it. See if you can say, okay, let me step back for a moment, look at this situation, see if we can come up with perhaps some new ideas or better ways to think about it. Sometimes routines can cause problems for us. I like routines, but I have to admit, sometimes they can feel a little like handcuffs if you're doing the same thing day after day after day. Is there a way to maybe shake up the routine a little bit? When our minds start to get bored or not as engaged, a little something that can spice it up, like a spice in some food, can really change everything. So think through your day. Is there something you could do, even if it's just reversing the order of things that you're doing, to introduce some change, some excitement, some more stimulation, just some little thing that you can do? It can reduce some of the stress that you're feeling. Obviously, this is one of those tips where you may not be able to change a lot of your current circumstances, but maybe these little adjustments can help you. And one of the final things is make sure you're rewarding yourself during stressful times. I realize that you're probably having to deal with a lot of unexpected change, adjustments, uncertainty. It's understandable if you're feeling some stress, but when you've done something well, or even if you've just gotten through a tough week, make sure to do something that could reward yourself. Now, obviously, this is a little pastry. Love to get my hands on some of those, but sometimes it may be a simple reward. Maybe you get the slightly larger cup of coffee that you like. Maybe you give yourself an extra minute in a nice, relaxing, hot shower. Maybe you go to bed a few minutes early. Maybe you watch a movie that you really like. Find something that you can do that kind of pampers yourself, that says, hey, I know you got a lot going on. I appreciate everything that you're doing. You're talking to yourself, yes. Sometimes those are the conversations that you really need to have, especially when moments get stressful. I have summarized some of the main points of this talk into this infographic, and I'm giving you a chance to download the infographic. I am putting in that link right now. And if you're watching later on a replay, whether it's on YouTube or through my website, I will make sure that that link is there as well. You can just go there, download it, share it, however you like. My gift to you, because I think it's important during these stressful times that you have some strategies that can help you manage your stress just a little bit better. Want to find out more about me? My name is Ken Okel. I work with leaders to help improve their performance and their productivity for them and their teams. Go to my website to learn more about me, see some clips of me in action, and download some other resources. KenOkel.com, just like my name. Funny how that happened. If you want to email me, it's tvguy@KenOkel.com. Quick story, worked in TV news for a lot of years. When you would be out and about and someone would recognize you, they would want to say, hi, so-and-so, but they wouldn't know your name, so they'd just go, hey, TV guy. Well, hence the email name. And I welcome you to connect with me on LinkedIn. If you're putting out an invitation, please let me know where you became aware of me. That helps me understand where you're coming from and to make sure that you're not some sneaky person who's trying to sell me something I may not need. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Remember, stress is always going to be with us, but you can manage it, especially during challenging times. I'm Ken Okel. Take care.